When we talk about the basics, we always talk about the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3. So I want to talk to you about the ABCs of story power. The ABCs of story power. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. I want you to understand that the very basics of story power are the same ABCs that we have in every other aspect of life, the basics of the basic. They're impacted by story power. What we find most often, though, is that people who struggle with the power of their own story, they struggle with these three ABCs, and they often seek out life coaches and business coaches and therapists or pastors to deal with these ABCs. They're trying to solve a problem without using the tool that created the problem or using the tool that is best designed to fix the problem. So what is the problem? Well, the problem is the ABCs stand for your attitude, your beliefs, and your confidence. And when your attitude is jacked up, or your beliefs are jacked up, or your confidence is jacked up, it's often because of the stories that you've heard. Usually stories you hear about yourself. We've all heard the story of the Hallmark cards who wanted to offer free Mother's Day cards to all the men in prison. And they sent tens of thousands of Mother's Day cards. But when they were offered the same chance for Father's Day cards, no takers. Why? Well, because most men in prison have heard from their fathers stories like, I only see you in prison. I never see you being a success. You don't have much chance in life. This is the best you'll ever do. And when those stories are the stories that impact us deeply and emotionally, and we hang on to them and we repeat them, they drive our attitudes. They also drive our beliefs about ourselves. And when your attitude and your belief about yourself is destroyed, guess what goes with it? Your confidence. So you get up in the morning as an entrepreneur, you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, man, it's raining outside. It's going to be really hard to make sales calls. And so you don't make sales calls. Man, it's such a nasty, terrible day. I don't feel well. I just don't feel like I'm going to make a lot of sales calls. And so you don't make any sales calls. Or you pull up in front of that new client's office to have a conversation, and what's playing inside your head? You're never going to be a great success. You're never going to have $1 million. You're never going to be a huge hero in life. You're just barely going to get by. I can barely pay my light bill right now. How can I expect to close a $10,000 sale? And the story going on in your head is diminishing your confidence all along the way. Because what you believe about yourself is what people have said about you all along. That story that you heard, it's the story you're now telling. And so long as the story that you're telling and the story that you've heard speak poorly of you, your attitude toward yourself, your attitude toward life, your attitude toward others will speak poorly of you. In order to overcome the bad attitude, the weak beliefs, and the lack of confidence, you have to change the story that you're telling about yourself, to others around you. When they ask, how do you succeed in business, or what brought you to where you are? The story that you respond with is going to dictate not only where you are right now, but where you're headed in the future. It will also tell other people how to see you. Are you independent? Are you strong? Are you capable? Are you confident? Or do you find yourself beaten down by yourself? The difference in your attitude, your belief, and your confidence will all rest in the stories that you tell. The stories you tell yourself when you look in the mirror, the stories you tell your clients, your business partners, and your vendors, and the story you tell others in your marketing and in your branding. Yeah, the story you tell will drive your attitude, it will drive your beliefs, and it will drive your confidence. And if you don't get that story power under control, your attitude, beliefs, and your confidence, they will betray you. I challenge you to take some time and invest in the stories that you tell. Better understand the things like cognitive dissonance and cognitive resonance that are embedded in the stories that you tell. If you don't understand those things, there's a workshop coming up. I'd love you to join us on June 7th and understand the deeper psychology of the stories that you tell when you're trying to help somebody else, when you're working to build your business or your brand, and when you're simply looking in the mirror asking, how am I going to get my day started on a strong foot? I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.